written a play called Nothing But the Truth. And I was setting up in the theater, putting on the lights and dress rehearsal. My PA says to me, there's a lady who wants to talk to you on the phone. I said, why? He said, no, because their boss wants to see the play tonight. I said, but the play's not on tonight. It's dress rehearsal. The play's tomorrow on a Tuesday. So she goes away and she comes back and says, Dr. Kani, you're going to have to come and talk to this person yourself. I said, I can't leave the theater. So I go to the phone ready to tell this person to piss off. And I pick up the phone and say, hello, this is John Kani. And I hear, listen, man, Johnny, this is Nelson. I am on our way to America. I want to talk to Bill Clinton, but Bill doesn't want me to via Libya. And I told Bill I'm going to see Gaddafi before I come to him in Washington. I hear from Justice Albi, your play is going to open tomorrow, but can I come tonight? I said, yes, Tata. And that was Nelson Mandela. We continue as artists, Danny, to be that reflecting surface, to be that mirror to our own people and our own society. When I was detained and I was asked by the police, why don't you do ordinary plays and tell ordinary stories? What about Cinderella? I said, yes, I'll do Cinderella provided the prince is black. In 1910, when I did the first Othello in South Africa, the first black Othello, on my way to the theater, I was detained. And the security police opened the book and said, in page 7, it says, he takes her hand, Desdemona. You kissed her on her mouth. It doesn't say that in the play. On page 13, it says, they embrace. You kissed her on the mouth, and I could see your tongue moving. In page 19, it says, he holds her hands. You put her against your bare breast, and the white teeth were rubbing on yours. I couldn't get the gap between your crouch and hers, and you held your arms around her. And as she's going on, I thought, my God, the policeman read the play. Wow. He read the play. And I thought I'm going to be smart. I said, you see, sir, when Sir Laurence Olivier with Maggie Smith played the role of Othello and Desdemona, Sir Laurence Olivier to put a lot of black polish on his hands and in his face to be black. So they couldn't exploit their love as newlyweds. That each time they touch each other, the black smudge left on the white dress of Maggie Smith, Desdemona, and the white makeup on her face. I don't have that problem. He looked at me and I knew exactly in all the F words he was telling me. But finally he let me go to finish the play. So what I'm trying to say to you, when I heard about this honor, and Danny Glover in his letter to me and Donna listed the previous recipients, I thought to myself, people must warn me when they're going to do these things so that I could do more to deserve it. So that I could give more in order to deserve this kind of honor. It is important that we know as a family in the global village that it is not the global village that's more important than the people in your own village. You have to see human beings. I was talking today about the beautiful dance choreographed in Times Square of 1,000 people and not bumping into each other. The black, the white, the poor, the rich, the tourists, the non-tourists, the New Yorkers, the non-New Yorkers are walking down and down in Times Square, and there's a buzz of excitement. It's like an assemble of humanity, of people seeing and being with each other. I stepped just one block down. Out there, the dance was finished. The people began to look me in the eye as if, what are you looking for? Who are you? Why can't we stay in the euphoria of being human? Why can't we dance all the time and understand that we need one another? As you said, rightfully, Tuli, that until all of us are free, as did say Kwame Nkrumah in 1955, celebrating the freedom of Ghana, he said, until all Africa is free, we will never be free. We exported the Africans and sent them to various countries. And the biggest homeland of the African people is the United States of America. We hoped that we will put an umbilical cord that connects the Africans in the diaspora and the Africans in the motherland, so we begin to feed with each other in our humanity. But you people have cut that umbilical cord. I'm finding my brothers and sisters and the good people of this wonderful country wallowing and wandering in wonder and thinking, what happened? We were present during the last elections. We were present, but we failed to read the signs. In 2020, we have another election, and if we make the same mistake again, we'll be in serious trouble. There's something that bothers me in my age now, Tuli, is that we're running out of time. There's a laybackness amongst us all. We're not conscious of there is no more time. The younger generation are questioning me. They're asking, why did we capitulate and bend over too backwards in order to accommodate white people who are still the custodians and captains of our industry? They say, you got Nelson Mandela, you got a black president, can you just leave us alone now? And I'm saying, whoa. I never voted for Nelson Mandela, I voted for freedom. He was just the face that I had to make a cross against. We need to understand that our humanity is interdependent on the next person's humanity. If we do not care for those that are less fortunate than us, then we've lost the quality of our own existence. We need to be concerned, Brother Glover, about what's happening in Haiti. We need to be concerned what's happening in Europe with the influx of the refugees that are crossing the seas and dies in thousands running from conflict and wars because you people decided to export democracy without responsibility. My father was the head of our family. He would stand up and speak, and my mother was so looking obedient. Sometimes I even asked him, why can't you talk to this man? He said, he's my husband, you dummy. He's your father. And one day I saw my father make a speech, and my mother looked at him and he changed the speech. And then he made something else. My mother looked at him and then he changed the speech. Until he said exactly what my mother told him to say in the bedroom. That my father was a spokesperson for my mother. And that is why the matriarch in the African family is the most powerful position any human being can hold. So when we talk about women's rights and women's gender rights and all that, the African smiles because our fathers have never been in charge, ever. So in my work now, at my age, I'm looking to fine-tune human relationships. I'm looking at finding the connection. I'm looking at empowering people to stand up and speak. I'm looking at receiving this award and not go back straight to detention when I go home like the last time. When I received the Tony Award, I said thank you. And the New York Times called it the most powerful, potent political statement against the illegitimate apartheid racist regime. I didn't say that. I said thank you. And I still believe that the Tony Award and the New York Times owe me 23 days of solitary confinement. So I hope, Donna, when you guys report, it's going to be a nice, mild report. So at least I can go home and look after my children and my grandchildren. South Africa has changed. South Africa has developed. We've never had a government shutdown, not even for 1 second. We've never had civil war or a collapse of society and social justice. We have our Chapter 9 institutions that are the pillars and the watchdogs of our democracy and our humanity. South Africa's democracy is alive and well. As that, my good friend Tuli says, but the minority that is messing up this good gift from the ancestors are much louder than the silent good people. It is those silent good people that sell this country and our country out to these vultures by not standing up and say, not in my name. Until we as human beings decide that this country, but don't care, I'm in America now, so I say this country, because I'm a citizen of the world, I own every inch of the earth. You can only get me out of your country, there's nothing you can do to me, and I don't want to be here anyway. But the important thing is that America has been a great friend of the African continent. We've had a wonderful honeymoon that happened during the other president's time. And we thought that we were moving towards cementing the relationship and of building Africa. A friend of mine,